What's going on? It's Asher coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. How are you all doing? I'm doing great, man. I've been playing old school Super Nintendo with my son, and we've been loving it. Something about the classics, man, keeps bringing me back. I'm sure any of you dads or moms out there who play with your kids know what I'm talking about, but it's been really, really cool. We've been playing, what is it called? Goof Troop? It's right on the desk there. Goof Troop. It's like out of the Goofy movie from like 1990. Anybody? Max, Roxanne, Powerline? Anybody? Okay. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Hopefully you guys are having a good day as well. Today we're here to talk about one of my favorite ally protectors in the game. It's High Elf, Spirit Affinity Champion, Epic Champion, not Legendary Ash, Vergis. So Vergis, a really, really cool looking champion aesthetically. Like, he's all about the armor, man. All about the really, really cool looking armor. I love this dude. Like, he's ironclad, man. And let me just pull up my Vergis here so we can kind of get into his kit. I looked on YouTube, not a lot of guides out there at all on Vergis, certainly none on my channel as well, so I thought it'd be a great way to kind of kick off a few more champion guides here in the next week or two here on the channel. So anyway, Vergis is really good. One of the best ally protectors out there. One of the best just support and progression champions out there in the game. After received a really big buff a while ago, probably like a year and a half ago now. So let's go over his kit really quickly here. On Pierce's A1, damage based on defense. This is his only damage dealing ability in his kit off of his A1. If you want to get some damage out of this champion, really strongly advise you guys consider War Master Tier 6 Mastery. That's how I have him built as well. So anyway, we have, I think it's a 3.9 multiplier on the A1, but again, I'm not really building him with crit rate or for any damage outside of War Master. Reflect damage, nice to have on the A1. Obviously for Fire Knight, you know, it's not a game changer, certainly on that A1 with a single target, or single hitter, excuse me, anyway. But on the A2, the good news is he also has reflect damage on a target ally, along with increased speed, along with continuous heal. All of these buffs last for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown on one target ally. But in addition to that, he's also placing an ally protect on all allies except this champion for 2 turns, and then increased defense on himself for 2 turns as well. A really, really powerful ability. We get continuous heal, increased speed, reflect damage on somebody, and then ally protect on everybody, increased defense on himself. And then on his passive, just an insanely good passive, especially for a champion with a 3-turn ally protect, 3-turn cooldown ally protect lasting for 2 turns. They're going to be taking a lot of damage. Ally protect, we've actually mentioned it a few times recently here on the channel before, but how it works is that every champion gets that damage checked off of their defense. So a boss attacks you, or an AoE attack attacks your entire team, right, of allies. Each individual one of your allies, one of your champions, is going to have their defense check that damage coming in, and then the excess, the raw damage after that check is passed on to the protector, in this case Vergis. Ergo, he's taking a lot of freaking damage. You know, he's taking a lot of damage because it adds up. 50% damage mitigation on all of your allies is a lot. So second wind passive is perfect, man. Plays a shieldless champion equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns whenever he loses 10% or more of his max HP from a single hit. Obviously a single hit being the key word there, but it goes on. Active effect. 15% continuous heal buff on this champion for 2 turns every time their HP drops below 50%. Now when booked, this passive is on a 1-turn cooldown, so it can happen every single time he gets a turn that is refreshed, okay? So very, very strong passive. Again, keeping himself alive, putting a shield on himself all the time, continuous heals as well. He also has the increased defense, don't forget, on himself on the A2. He also has defense in dungeons by 33%. Again, in terms of just a champion who can help you out on progression in every dungeon, Vergis is your man. My man. Especially with that reflect, makes him viable with that one-time hitter on his A1. So for masteries on this champion, again, I did go offense and support tree, ended up going with War Master. I just want a note here. I have no idea why I have kill streak, but I didn't want to pay 800 gems to get rid of it. If you save it, you're a miser, you're cuckoo. So I would definitely not go kill streak. I would definitely go cycle of magic, or spirit haste, excuse me, instead. I don't really see any reason to go with kill streak. He's not killing anybody, you know?
Ow!
On the support tree, you can go defense on this champion as well, especially if you don't need the damage. Maybe you're like a newish player or a player who's been playing for a few months and you're just trying to get further in dungeons. You can just go support or defense, excuse me, and support tree, or you can, you know, go defense and offense if you want to. However, I really strongly advise you guys consider going with the extra HP, going with Shield Bearer. Remember, he's casting that shield off of his passive on himself, and these Masteries Healing Savior increases the value of shield buffs placed by this champion by 10% target allies 40% HP or less. Well, remember that shield only triggers, excuse me, every 10% anyway, so you'll be getting a lot of opportunity, especially if he's low on health. On top of his continuous heals, you'll be getting the Healing Savior bonus. Lasting Gifts is going to be paramount. Probably the most important mastery for this champion. You can get by with even no masteries on this champion. Like, obviously they're better than not, but you know, he's really just effective overall. But Lasting Gift's gonna have a chance to extend every single one of this dude's buffs, right? Lore of Steel, obviously if you have basic sets on him, go for Lore of Steel. In terms of how we have him equipped here, guys, stat priorities on this champion, number one for me is, I mean, I guess tie, right? Three-way tie, defense, HP, speed. The good news is that's all we really care about. So I am prioritizing speed as a substat on like every artifact if I can get it on him, right? Because I want him fast. I want that ally protect to be up as much as possible, and I also want him fast to place the increased defense on himself, reduce the cooldown of his passive if necessary. So there's a lot of reasons why we want him fast. So speed is great. There is no like certain threshold that you guys have to worry about meeting, but the faster the better with this champion, right? After that, defense and HP. A lot of people, especially with a defense-based champion like Vergis, they will overlook hit points, HP. Keep in mind, you need a lot of HP because you're soaking up a lot of damage from the rest of your team. So I shot for around 60k HP and around 4,000 defense, was able to hit both of those numbers here without insane artifacts. I've also seen some people build him in high resist or different builds to be able to solo Doom Tower bosses, specifically the Scarab King. Now, I'm not going to show you that in today's video because I've already released a video on Vergis for the Scarab King, which I will link in the show notes for you guys as well if you're just looking for a more solo build. This is kind of an all-around Vergis build here. So certainly still really good in various Doom Tower bosses. We'll show one on this video. Unfortunately, no Scarab King on this cycle, but very good. So in terms of the stats on the artifacts here, we have speed on the boots, we have HP percentage on the chest, and we have defense percentage on the gauntlets. We do have defense on the banner, and then we have HP on the amulet, and then we have defense again on the ring. So, you know, a lot of sustainability on this champion, right? We're stacking up the HP, we're stacking up the defense, trying to keep this dude alive, right? I mean, that's the most important thing at the end of the day, and he has a great kit to help support you doing that. So in terms of reviews, this dude, like I said, all the traditional dungeons, I mean, campaign, I guess, for clearing Nightmare, could definitely use him. Definitely duo with a guy like Vergis, right? So I guess we'll give him a 5. Why not, right? In terms of the arena, you could get some kind of a funky go second team with him and maybe Vogoth in the same team or something, but really I don't look at him as necessarily an arena champion at all, so I'm just not even gonna vote for him in those areas.
How dare you!
He can definitely be viable in clan boss, traditional clan boss with that ally protect on some of those longer kind of sustaining teams, obviously not unkillable teams, so he can definitely help you out there in clan boss. Faction wars, he's one of the best guys that you can get, obviously to help you clear faction wars. And then everywhere else, the traditional dungeons, again, it depends. Even Spider's Den, if you just need to keep your team alive, you can definitely utilize him. It's definitely not his specialty. I would say Ice Golem, especially in Fire Knight, he's very, very good. Don't really read into the reviews too much here, because Fire Knight with that reflect in keeping your team alive, it's definitely a solid champion to consider, right? So really, really versatile, useful in a ton of different areas. So speaking of a ton of different areas, I put together here a Fire Knight 25 team as well as a Doom Tower team. I just went after Magma Dragon, just kind of wanted to assemble a quick, easy team for you guys. So we have Husk for damage, we have Cold Heart for damage, Stagnite debuffer, and then we have War Chief in there as my kind of main provoker. In terms of artifact choices for this champion, right? You can run Vergis in, we didn't talk too much about it, but I have him in 2 Immortal and 1 Speed sets, right? So you can run him in a bunch of Immortal, Regeneration plus Immortal. You can run this champion in just defense or life gear. You can run him as speed gear, again, prioritizing speed on this champion. No need for accuracy on this champion at all. But you can go a little bit outside the box as well. Keep in mind his only active skill, which you're seeing him use quite a bit here, even in this first round of Magma Dragon, is Reflex, right? So he only has 1 active skill. It's going to have a 40% chance of reducing that skill by 1 turn. So it's going to go right to the Aegis ability. So more ally protect, more buffs on your allies as well. So that's kind of a little bit of an outside the box option for you guys as well. So again, this team is pretty squishy outside of War Chief and Vergis. You know, especially Coldheart, she has like no HP on her. Stagnite, not too bad. And I guess same thing with Husk. But still, the reason I love him on this particular team here is because your Provoker ends up taking just a ton of damage from the Magma Dragon. And, you know, heaven forbid, if your Provoke is not landed on the Magma Dragon at one particular instance, your whole team is susceptible to just wiping, right? So Vergis going to do a good job soaking up that damage. Even sometimes he might sacrifice himself, right? He might die and the rest of the team stays alive.
You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same thing.
So you're only doing this for the money?
Oh, absolutely.
But having an ally protector mitigate damage of a provoker is a great strategy. There's so many ways and reasons to use an ally protect champion, but it's all about keeping your team alive, right, at the end of the day. So you can see we're making really quick work here of this is Doom Tower hard floor or whatever, 100 or whatever of the Magma Dragon, and really making him look pretty easy here, and he is one of the easier Doom Tower bosses. And again, I will link that video for you guys in the show notes below. But yeah, I mean, there's not that many ally protectors out there, especially epic ally protectors that can have it 3-turn cooldown, have the ally protect lasting for 2 turns. There's really only a small handful of those champions. I actually put out a video a week or 2 ago about some of the best protectors in the game, and you'd be shocked. There's not that many out there, even including legendary champions, compared to some of the other support abilities in the game. And this is the granddaddy of all support abilities, considering it's mitigating so much damage, half the damage of all allies. All right, guys, so Vergis on the side here, he had 280k of heals. He had 42k of shield as well, again activating that shield on himself, and a decent amount of damage too, considering it was almost all from War Master. Let's go ahead and pull up a Fire Knight team. All right, guys, so here we go, stage 25 Fire Knight. We have Vergis. So the Drakes, it's been too long, sweetie. It's been too long since you've been in one of my videos.
You know what I love?
What?
Not giving a shit about you.
We have Coldheart, we have Stagnite and Royal Guard as well, and again, his job is simply to help Still the Drakes keep everybody alive. So I'm gonna come back at you guys when we get to the Fire Knight, because these first 2 waves are gonna take forever. Mainly, it's all about, again, keeping the team alive, and then that reflect damage ability will help chip away at the shield once we get to the Fire Knight, which we'll see in just a moment. All right, guys, so here we go. Approaching the Fire Knight, everybody's staying nice and healthy the entire battle. One of the reasons, too, that I love Still the Drakes, you can see here taking like 8 turns in a row, or 2 or 3, thanks to the Relentless gear that I have on her. But one of the reasons that I love Stagnite and Still the Drakes for the Fire Knight is because they both have decreased speed. You can see it landed there on their A1 ability. So the Fire Knight did get a hit off there, as you guys can see, but this shield is quickly going to go down. You can see that reflect buff on 2 of our champions, so the Drakes and Vergis there. You can see helping take that shield down as well. We also have a 4-time hitter on Coldheart. You can run a lure in that place of a team like this if you don't have Coldheart, but I guess why would you have an epic and not a rare? I guess, you know, some people do, right? I was shocked when I had Cirilla on the channel a year ago or so, probably less than that, and she kind of made the off-the-cuff, offhand comment that like, yeah, but everybody has Coldheart, right? And more, man, the number of comments from in that video from you guys like, everybody has Coldheart, huh? Everybody has Coldheart? Yeah, you guys were not a big fan, but they have done like those guaranteed Coldheart events since then. But you guys can see the shield coming down. This is stage 25, you know, of Fire Knight. So it's not like he has a ton of HP. We're not even keeping the shield down. We're just doing a really good job staying alive, right? All the work of Syl the Drakes, and of course Vergis with the Ally Protect, keeping everybody alive, keeping himself alive, plenty of defense, plenty of HP as well. I mean, I love this champion. Again, he's not flashy. He's not going to kill you with the, or blow you away, excuse me, with the numbers that he's putting out. But it's really all about just support, and he can help out almost every player in the game, at least in one area. So guys, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think of Vergis. Am I overhyping this dude? Do you agree with me? Is he underrated, overrated? Let me know what you think of this champion, but I absolutely love him. Hope you guys do too. Thank you, and as always, take care, guys.